In this episode, we're going to listen to some live performance vocal microphones. We're going to listen to the sound of the Audix OM line. We'll listen to an OM2, OM3, OM5, and an OM7, and the Shure SM-58. Different vocal microphones fit different singers because they have slightly different response curves. And we've been using vocal mics for over 100 years. In the 1960s, Shure Corporation developed the SM-58, and it's been a bestseller ever since. I think that Shure, with the SM-58, just got it right. They came up with a microphone that is cost-effective, super rugged, and has a response curve that makes just about everybody sound good. But that doesn't mean it's the perfect mic for everyone. We have singers like Barry White to Cyndi Lauper with wildly different voices, and they would probably be best represented by different microphones. If I was to recommend a microphone to somebody and I didn't know who the singer was going to be, well, one of the first things I might say is, can't go wrong with a Shure SM-58. Almost everybody sounds good on an SM-58. But that doesn't mean it's the perfect mic for that person. There might be another mic out there with a slightly different response curve that fits their vocals better. A lot of other mics in the market have more hyped response than the 58 does, and so with some of those mics, it's a bit more of a hit and miss situation. It might sound really fantastic with one singer, and not quite so good with another one. So we'll take a listen to the Audix OM series, and you can see if any of those mics sound like they might suit your vocals. I've had really good results with the OM series. I've used them at a lot of shows, and I've had cases where a singer was using some other mic, and I was having a little bit of difficulty getting them to really pop up in the mix the way that I wanted them to. I swapped out their mic with one of the OM series dynamic mics, and that fixed the situation and improved the performance. Now, of course, there are other mics that are excellent as well from manufacturers like Electro-Voice and AKG and so forth. But right now, we're going to listen to the OM series microphones from Audix, and you can contrast and compare and hear the differences in the sound quality. I should also state that these are my microphones, and they've been used for a while, so they may or may not be performing to factory specs. I've got no reason to believe that they're not working properly, but your microphones may differ. Here we have the Audix OM series mics all set up in close proximity to each other. I'm trying to talk approximately equidistant from them all. As you can see, they all look just about identical, but they have their own special purposes or place in the market. The OM2 is designed to compete directly with the SM-58, both in terms of price and performance. The OM3 is a step up from the OM2 and is designed to be an upsell to the SM-58, providing slightly better performance at a slightly higher price. Moving into the next tier of microphones is the Audix OM5 and the OM6, which are considered their premium line OM series microphones. One of the major differences between the OM5 and the OM6 is that the OM5 has a fairly tight polar pattern, whereas the OM6 has a wider pattern. So if you're a singer who moves around a lot and has trouble staying on mic, the OM6 may be the best choice. On the other hand, if you can stay on mic and you want more rejection of sounds from stage and background noises, the OM5 is probably your best choice. I don't have an OM6 in this comparison. And the final mic is the OM7. The OM7 is a special purpose microphone that is designed to have an extremely tight polar pattern, and it also has somewhat lower output voltage. The extremely tight pattern of the OM7 requires that the performer have good mic technique and stay on mic. But in exchange for that, you'll have much stronger rejection of sounds from the side and rear. And so it's much better at rejecting sounds from the stage and other extraneous noises than almost any other live performance vocal microphone. I want to caution you about the wow factor. When comparing loudspeakers or microphones, sometimes we get fooled by the wow factor. For example, you might find microphones that are marketed as being better than the SM-58, and they might be better than an SM-58, but one of the ways in which they differentiate themselves is by having slightly different frequency response curves. And a lot of microphones in the market will have more high-end boost than the Shure SM-58 or other microphones. And so you might find yourself auditioning something like a Shure SM-58 and you think, this sounds great, it sounds fine, I like it. And then you listen to another microphone which has an accentuated high-frequency boost to it, and you think, wow, this is really clean and crispy and clear and articulate. My vocals would just slice through the mix with this other microphone. But that other microphone might have more high-end boost than what really fits with your vocals, and it'll make you sound unnatural. And over the course of time, you'll probably tire of that unnatural, artificial sounding mic. You might also find that microphones with a lot of accentuated high end are more feedback prone and are more twitchy to use than a microphone with a more balanced response. And it's natural to listen to a piece of equipment like a microphone or a loudspeaker that has accentuated high end or accentuated bass and think, this is really impressive. It sounds big and bold and the music just jumps out of these speakers as opposed to the other ones. But that accentuated frequency response tends not to last the test of time. So ask yourself, it sounds exciting, but does it really sound better? Does it sound natural and realistic? I hope this presentation was useful and informative to you. If you're considering one of the Audix OM series mics, perhaps this will help narrow down your choices as to what might work best with your voice. Of course, I've also had excellent results with microphones from Shure and Electro Voice and AKG and so on. So finding the right mic for your particular voice is a personal journey, and I wish you the best. I'd also like to mention that if you have a professional sound technician, they should be able to get a good performance if you're using any professional microphone. I don't think there's an excuse to say that they can't get a good performance because you're using any particular mic. But using the right mic will make the job easier and the performance a little bit better. So good luck with your hunt, and I hope that you find the exact perfect microphone for your application. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you continue to watch more sound advice videos. I would appreciate it if you would take a quick moment, if you haven't done so already, to click that subscribe button and join our channel and join our community. Also click the bell notifications icon, which will alert you when new content comes down so you don't miss anything interesting. Hope to catch you again soon on another episode of Sound Advice.